Hi guys, and welcome back. And today we're going to have a good look at the M4A1 Sherman with US infantry, and it's in 1/35th scale by Italeri. Now, this kit is particularly exciting for me because it forms one of the vehicles in the coming SNAFU diorama, and in particular was the tank riders, the guys, the infantry sitting on top of the tank, that appealed to me for the setting that I want to achieve of that sort of cluster of vehicles not knowing which way to go.
Did you hear about the new orders coming down?
Yeah, something about a push tomorrow.
So let's have a look at what we know about the kit. It's kit number 6568, first produced back in 1977, so quite some time ago. There's been no actual retooling of the mould since that time, but there have been a number of reissues along with the adding of the figure sprues and updates like gluable tracks. This version itself is a 2019 release, and all in all, I'm really looking forward to getting stuck into it and adding it into the diorama when that all gets underway. And so the bonus with this release is it comes with 9 figures, and that is 8 military figures and a female civilian. And this is a separate set you can buy from Masterbox. It's the 101st Light Company, US paratroopers, British tankmen in France. We won't be using them in that disguise, but we will be using them for sure. So let's have a look at what we know about the Masterbox kit. First produced back in April of 2016. Kit number is 35164. Total of 9 figures, 7 US paratroopers, 1 British tankman, and a civilian woman and child, who, and I don't want to cast any aspersions, looks like she may have been a collaborator, but that's just a guess. Alright, so let's have a look at the box. There's some nice artwork there of the tank with the riders on top, noting it's got new gluable rubber tracks, the T5-4E1s. A little bit of a blurb about the M4A1 on one of the sides of the box in multiple languages, and a couple of colour callouts on the other side of the box. We'll look at the theatres for those, a little bit more detail. So let's have a look at the sprues. These aren't actually alphabetised, I don't believe. So we've got the lower hull and all the wheels and bogies and running gear, essentially. Pretty good. Little bits of flash here and there, but it is an older kit, but nothing that can't be cleaned up relatively easily. I always seem to manage to cut the end of the sprockets off when I do the clipping, so I need to be very careful when I get to this bit. But all in all, yeah, pretty clean. So the lower hull has a little bit of detail on the underneath side, which isn't really all that helpful unless you plan on doing it turned over. Next sprue has got the upper hull, the side skirts, front glacis, I think, and then a bunch of equipment and machine guns and what have you. This is quite clean, and it's got, you know, a reasonable level of detail in it as a starting point. The rear armour, again, not a massive amount of detail there, but we'll glue some stuff on and make it look better. Front armour, very Sherman looking front armour. And then we've got some weapons and some little handles, which I'm bound to lose some of those along the way, and the tools, all the bits that you'd expect to have. Next sprue has the figure along with the turret and the gun, so all very straightforward again. And look, the intent with this diorama is not to super aftermarket and bring these up to like super duper competition level. It's more about telling the story, so I'm not going to go crazy. I can't really see myself investing in any aftermarket parts. Figure looks okay. I think there's something wrong with his left eye though. It's a bit bulgy, so might have to put his goggles on to hide that. That looks a bit weird. And these are the updated rubber band tracks, which are allegedly gluable, so that will be helpful. The old days of heating the end of a flat screwdriver over a little candle and then buggering them up because you've pushed too hard or too long. Managed to mess up about half of those, I reckon, in my youth. Decals look good, all what you'd expect. Stars and in the mood action happening over there. Not sure I'll use that. It seems inappropriate in this current day and age. Good fidelity on the decals. I can't see a lot of potential for silvering. It doesn't look like the carrier film extends too far beyond. And then we get into the figures. So these are the master box figures that are included. And look, I won't talk through all of this. You can see as well as I can explain. But yeah, overall they look nice and clean. Pretty crisp Masterbox figures. I like Masterbox because they've got a really massive range. Their fits can be a bit problematic, but again, not anything that can't be overcome with a sharp knife and a little bit of putty. So have a look at this. And I promise you I will not rave on about heads again, at least for another video. But these ones actually don't look bad. I rate them over the Tamiya heads. They've got a little bit more expression and hard to get a good focus and bring them in close enough. So I've got to work on getting a better camera lens for the micro shots. But that's got good detail on the revolver and even the pointing finger. And there'll be lots of pointing fingers in this diorama because no one knows where they are. So now I'll leave the figures alone at this stage. I'll pop back in a few minutes. Okay, so back into it with the instructions. Obviously, multiple language, a little bit of an explanation about the tank itself. It has the convenient sprue map, which I actually always like to see. And then we'll just go through all the steps. Again, I don't think there's huge value in me talking about this. This is just if you're curious about what the instructions are like. Clear line drawings. Doing the running gear in step 2. Assembling the upper hull in step 3, joining upper and lower hulls together, and then starting to put on all the accoutrements, weapons and the hatches, and then doing the same at the rear, putting the gun together in step 7, and the turret in step 8. Last little bits and bobs of stowage in step 9, and how to put the turret onto the upper hull, and the figure that comes traditionally with the kit, the guy with the bung eye, the master box figures colour call out. And then one of the call-outs for the tank, so this is the US Army 752 Tank Battalion, B Company in Bologna in Italy, April of 45. And the other call-out is the US Army 32nd Armoured Regiment, 3rd Armoured Division, 1st Company, Normandy, France, August 44. And whilst I originally thought the Dio was be set in Italy, I think it might well be set in Germany, only because the Jumbo, which is the next one I'll do the unboxing of, never saw service in Italy. And version C, the US Army 66 Armoured Regiment, 2nd Armoured Division, 1st Platoon, D Company, Normandy 44. And so that's it. So it looks like a good kit to put together. I really think it's a weekend build, really, not overly complicated. Very much looking forward to doing it. And I think the build process will be, I'm just going to smash all the construction out first for like the half track and the tank destroyer, this one and the Jeep and the Jumbo. And then I'll paint them en masse because it's all fundamentally the same colours, and then I'll come back and weather them depending upon how long they've been in theatre. So anyway, that's it. Looks like a good one. Thanks very much for taking the time to watch. Please like and subscribe and share because I still want to see what that does, and look forward to seeing your comments, guys. So appreciate it, and I will catch you in the next one. Cheers.
My God, this guy sure can talk shit.